here with the Grand Power P45 after a day at the range. We're going to go ahead and clean this up and lube it up. We've got some Frog Lube in today, which is an organic lubricant. I have it in a bag here so it doesn't get all over everything, but that is Frog Lube in a tube. So what I'm going to do is make sure the weapon is safe. There's no magazine, and the weapon is clear. What you're going to do is pull the takedown levers here. Sometimes it's easier said than done. But you can see here from the frame, it's a polymer frame. It's got steel inserts. And they say never pull the trigger on it once you've got the frame or the slide off the frame. Set this to the side, as this is the only part of the weapon that they say you don't take it down any farther than this. So we're going to set this to the side. Here's your recoil spring. Here's your barrel and your slide. Slide's got a little bit of weight to it, but you can see it's got some carbon inside there, all throughout here. And it's got some carbon around the outside of it here, some soot, whatever you want to call it. You can see by looking at the barrel that there is also some grunge on there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned up. Alright, spray some stuff in there. Now I've got some Frog Lube that I'm going to put on here. It's an organic, or it's not organic, it's an all-natural lubricant that a nice gentleman out in California has sent to me. He's actually the manufacturer of it. And it's called Frog Lube Extreme. I'll show you the tube of it here in just a minute. Yeah, we got a lot of buildup in here. So let's go ahead and run a patch down through there. And you can use pretty much any cleaning kit that you'd like to use with this. Grand Power does come with a cleaning rod. Since it is a weapon that we're doing a review on, I'm not going to use the cleaning rod that came with it, in case we decide not to keep it and send it back to the manufacturer for any reason. Then I won't have to worry about the rod being all dirty in there for the next person that gets to look at it. I'm using some fume-free cleaner here. Yeah, we got a little bit of dirt in there. It's not too bad. Alright. Now the cleaning rod that they send with the pistol is a fiber cleaning rod. Didn't see anything in the instruction manual that said anything about not using a normal bronze or brass cleaning brush. So I'm going to go ahead and run that through. Call that done. And then I'm going to polish it, just to make sure that there's nothing nasty on the inside of there. If I had a bore light, I'd show you what the inside of the bore looks like, but you have to take my word for it. It looks pretty good. And now we'll go and wipe everything else down. Just the barrel. You can see it's got a real nice machining done to it. I mean, it's very smooth. 9 times out of 10 you can just wipe off any kind of powder residue that's on there. As you can see, it cleans up really well. I'm going to clean the slide off now. Now most people aren't going to show you this stuff when they're doing a review on a weapon, but I feel that, you know, giving you a real world review means you're eventually going to clean your weapon. So I think you should see how to do that, what all is involved with it. And I may miss things that other people may say, oh, you should do this, that, and the other. And that's fine. You can leave your comments in the comment section below the video. You may think that maybe I've missed something, but during the initial break-in, Normally you don't go through and do a big major cleaning on it where you're tearing down the trigger group and anything like that. I'm just trying to make sure that there's nothing hanging up or there's nothing major going on here, because we did have a couple misfeeds today out at the range. So from what I can tell, everything looks pretty clean in here. There's a little bit of junk in here. It's not too terrible. There's a groove up in here. I just want to make sure everything is out of. Right where the firing pin comes out. I don't know if you can see it there or not. The firing pin comes out of that hole there. I just wanted to make sure there's nothing in this groove here. It looks like a real good place where things can collect. Okay. So that's good. Take that, set that out of the way. Set this out of the way. Everything looks good. Okay. On the frame, just clean all the junk off of it, get it where it looks pretty good. I got a little bit of solvent here on the rag I'm using. I got a little bit of buildup here. And here in a minute we'll go ahead and put some Frog Lube on it and put it back together and take it back out the range. But I think all in all the weapon did pretty good today. It did throw shell casings when it was extracting the spent shells. It was throwing them directly at us, which I've never had that happen before. Most of the time they go one way or another, but this thing was throwing them right at us. And Margie, the publisher, actually made a comment when she was firing it. She says, "I don't like this gun because it just hit me in the face." I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And when I looked at the slow-mo footage, there was a couple times where the rounds were actually making contact with her shoulder, and one of them bounced off the brim of her hat. I actually had one bounce off the brim of my hat as well. So I don't know if that's because it was dirty or needed extra lube. Who knows? Anyway, okay. Now we got that all cleaned up in here. I'm going to apply some Frog Lube to a couple points on the frame. Hopefully I can do this without shooting it all over myself. The instructions say to shake it up a little bit. And now we're going to apply the Frog Lube on the slide. And just a drop. I'm going to drop here. Now I got to stand this bottle up. I'm not quite done with it yet. I'm just going to apply spread it out along the frame here, which is just put it all across the top here. Okay. I'm going to apply it to all the little moving parts that you can get to. Make sure you get it down in this area here, which is where the barrel goes into battery at. Okay. Now we're also going to apply just a little tiny bit. I got just enough really on the outside of this here, on the outside of the tube. Just give it that little bit of extra lube. Get your finger off. Okay, that's that. Now, we're going to go ahead and put the pistol back together. Apply the recoil spring here. Now there's a trick for getting this all back together. And if you don't put it together in the same spot where it's supposed to go, you're going to cuss, whine, and moan about it and throw it on the floor, because it will bite you. Because you won't get it back together. There's a position on here where you'll feel that it can go in and out of battery very easily. So what you want to do is make sure that you've got the barrel in a position to where it will come out of battery. You're going to insert the recoil spring into the position on the slide frame that has that. Run them back together. And it's not as easy as you'd think it'd be. It's got a little bit of pressure there. It is a 45 caliber. And it will take you a couple times of trial and error to get it right. So I'm trying to keep it on camera so that you can see it, because sometimes they can be a real pain. And there it goes. And as you can see here, the barrel rotates and then it unrotates. But that's all part of that ingenious design that makes the recoil real easy on this. So there's the pistol. Let's go back to the range.